Mike, turn your games down.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another movie episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and here we go.
Hey, everybody. It's Kenneth Sanity, and insert Joker voice here.
This is Bill from Beginner Looks at 40, and I know a squealer when I see one.
Gentlemen, I have a very important question to ask you. And that question is, would you like to know how I got these scars? You see, when I was a boy, my mother used to buy these popsicles. It's the ones where they put the juice into the plastic bits. Now, my mother never let me have my own. She always told me they were too dangerous. So one day, when she was out, I decided to get my own. But not just one, no. I decided to get two. And when I got two, I cut both of them open to drink on the delicious juice. Little did I know, those sharp edges cut my mouth. And when my mother came home and found me bleeding on the ground, I asked her, why so serious? I'm Joe Butler.
Hi, Joe. I respect that you went for something different. I respect that greatly. You didn't just do the hits. Good on you, sir.
I stole that from somewhere. I don't remember where. I just think it was funny because he always has a different stupid fucking story, so it helps.
Yes, he does. Every single damn time.
Yep.
Which fits the Joker. You can't trust the story he's telling you.
That's fine.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Talk about a very classic movie. I guess classic. Where's that? The Dark Knight, directed by Christopher Nolan, screenplay by Jonathan Nolan, Christopher Nolan, and came out in production Warner Brothers Company, Legendary Pictures, and came out in 2008, in the summer of 2008.
Oh, boy.
Don't forget about the famous two main characters, both Christian Bale playing Bruce Wayne Batman and the ever loving Heath Ledger playing the Joker.
Oh, yes. We will talk about both people
Yes,
at
we will.
length. You also mention Mr. Goyer doing the story. David S. Goyer makes another appearance on this fine program.
Good old Davy Goyer.
Yeah, Davy G. How are you, buddy? Welcome.
When he writes a story like this, and then you know that he also wrote the Suicide Squad, you want to go, huh? What happened? What happened, Goyer?
Well, you can. There's some Goyerisms in this. This is a directorial triumph at more than a screenplay triumph. There's some cheese in this script. But we will we'll go through all of this. You've all, I'm sure, seen The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, I actually saw it in theaters.
I don't know if I did. I'm pretty confident I did, but I don't remember the film going experience, to be perfectly honest. I'm sure I did, but I don't remember that.
Who didn't see this movie in theaters? I think my grandparents went to go see this movie in theaters.
That's pretty fair.
I saw this midnight showing, actually.
Nice.
The day before it opened proper.
Very nice.
That was pretty great.
This came out in 2008, which was the year before I moved to New York, which was a pretty dark time in the old Bill Tucker history. So I may not have seen this. I may not have been allowed to see this because I was in one of those relationships. I may not have been. I may have been foreboding to see this in the theater. I don't know. I don't quite remember because again, I know I moved to New York in 2009, and was this like Christmas time? This is probably
This is July.
July.
Yeah,
was it July?
Summer hit.
July 4th, 2008. Probably. I don't know if I saw some theaters or not, to be perfectly honest with you. But I've also chosen to forget a lot of that era. So
I understand.
That is a story for another day. But I have seen it many, many, many times since. This was and I think this was everybody's Blu-ray movie when it came out. Like, this was the movie that if you had a nice TV and a Blu-ray system, you would like show off your surround sound to your friends. Like, this was the reference for a long time. And boy, does it hold up still.
It absolutely was the reference for a while.
Yep.
I remember there were a couple different covers too for the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray, you could either have Batman on the Bat Pod, or you could get the defaced cover, which has Joker scribbles all over it. Ooh. And Joker on the front cover.
That'd be cool. I don't have that one.
Yes, which one I got?
You got the Joker one, didn't you?
I went to several different stores before I found it. Yes.
Very nice. I didn't even realize there was different covers. I'm pretty sure I had the standard one on the bike. But yeah, I've seen this the first 5 minutes of this movie and certain scenes 3-4 dozen times because again, it would bring friends over with my crazy surround sound and turn it up real loud and the sound design in this is absolutely spectacularly good. I mean, it is. It won an Oscar for sound design. Yeah. So anyway, this is one of those. So I've seen this, but there's pieces of this movie I haven't seen in years and years and years because this is a 2 hour and 30-minute movie. And boy, oh boy, by the time that 2 hour mark ticks down, I was feeling the length. I'm like, wow, we still have to go on a ferry. Oh, gee, we still got the ferry thing to do. Okay.
Wait, you guys watch this on Blu-ray? I spent all this money on this HD DVD player.
Nice.
Y'all remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah. It was the better format. It was.
Was it? I thought it was worse. That's why I failed.
No, it was.
Go with it. That's the issue.
It technically was a better format than Blu-ray, but Blu-ray was just cheaper to make and became more adopted. But it technically, from a audio and video standpoint, HD DVD is technically better.
That is a cool cover, Ken.
That is cool.
I don't own this in Blu-ray or anything. I watched this on Max.
I want to back up here real quick, Mike, because you said something. Why did HD DVD fail?
Because porn didn't go on it. That's why VHS or Beta didn't work.
That's why Beta didn't work. I have HD DVD pornography.
What?
Okay.
Porn went with HD DVD.
Then why didn't it work?
Win. I don't know.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You got your porn on Blu-ray. Think you might have a problem.
Look, all right. It was one of the most successful adult films of all time. The DVD version came with an HD DVD. Honestly, it was Sony. Sony's putting a Blu-ray drive in the PlayStation 3.
Oh yeah.
Yep, that's them. That is the main reason because the PlayStation 3 was the best Blu-ray player that you can get for a very long time. All the other standalone Blu-ray players just were not quick enough, or they had software issues. It took forever for standalone Blu-ray players to compete with the PS3. So a lot of people bought the PS3 just to play Blu-rays because it was still the best one you can get.
And it was also Blu-ray players were ridiculously expensive, if I remember too.
Oh yeah. PS3 was cheaper than a lot of them.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure Sony sold those at a loss.
Yeah, they did. Did the Xbox 360 have an HD DVD player, and that's why they stopped making certain Xboxes? Is that right?
It had an add-on.
Had an add-on.
Okay.
Yep.
That didn't work either.
No, it didn't. I worked at Target when they sold those.
Oh, yeah, we're here to talk but about the movie itself, though. Yes.
Can we do the plot summary?
Yeah, go for it.
Ben?
Ooh, yes.
If you have one,
please, a plot summary.
I do.
Okay.
We return to the streets of Gotham to find the Batman surrounded by people more interesting than him. As the Joker cuts a swath through the police and politicians that control Gotham, White Knight Harvey Dent cracks down on organized crime. Harvey soon becomes a man possessed who only carries one gun, Michael, as he and the Joker align on a collision course with none other than the Dark Knight himself. What choice can Batman make when the lesser of two evils is still evil?
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. That is good. And boy, oh boy, you were right. Isn't Batman the least interesting person in this entire movie? Everyone from Commissioner Gordon to Ramirez, he is the least interesting person in this movie. What I find fascinating about, again, this is a movie that's been discussed. I mean, again, we're going to talk a lot about the different aspects of this movie. This has been discussed to death, but boy, oh boy, are these movies not really Batman movies? And it really struck me this time around when I was watching it. This is not really a Batman movie. Batman's here. He does Batman things. He has Batman gizmos and gadgets and punches and kicks. But this is not a Batman movie at all.
This is Everybody Shits on Bruce Wayne Part 1.
Yes.
Part 2 is the next movie.
Yes. Well, next part 2 is the next one is a Bruce Wayne movie. It's an elderly, cranky Bruce Wayne movie, if I remember correctly. Again, I've only seen it once.
Sad bad.
Yeah, a sad bag Bruce Wayne. Everyone is more interesting than Batman in this. Obviously, Batman played again by the one and only Christian Bale. He's fine again. He's not my favorite Batman. He's fine. He's perfectly fine.
I think
Of
he's
course,
my
the
favorite
star.
Batman,
Oh, really?
actually.
Okay.
I really like Christian
Okay.
Bale. I also really,
Is he really
like
the
this
best
movie.
Batman?
I didn't say he's the best. He's my favorite. I don't know
There is a
who
difference.
so I really like him in this a lot. I also love this movie. I also use one of the words I don't use very often. I consider this to be a perfect movie. So
Well, way to
that's not
kind
saying
of
a lot.
spoil the shelf stacker box, Mike.
Man,
Yeah, really.
it's-
Just
I-
turn it off now, kids.
I will
that's what everybody
also
listens to see where I'm going to put something on a metaphor. So.
This is almost a perfect movie, and I think it's going to come up as a topic because it is a trope that needs to die with superhero movies.
What's that?
The trope that needs to die in superhero movies.
What trope?
I'll say that when we get to it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
No, fuck it. Let's
Yeah.
go now. You can't tease that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with it then. I think they need to stop killing villains in movies.
Oh yeah, no, that's
I am
Oh yeah.
I am so sick of them having a big build up to a bit. Marvel is getting so much worse about it, and they were really bad about it in all the Spider-Man movies. They're bad about it in Thor: Love and Thunder. But like, I'm just so sick of just having like, I finally get to see like a villain on a big screen and they're dead. Now, give example, they don't kill the Joker in this movie. Perfectly fine.
No Life took care of that.
Yeah, but I don't. This movie would have been better if they cut out Harvey Dent being Two-Face and save that for the next movie.
I don't agree. I actually think Harvey Dent's really good in this, and I
do too. I think you need that for this movie.
I think the arc of Harvey Dent is one of the most interesting things in this movie.
I'm not saying he should not exist, period. I will admit this is a really good motivation. I even like not the makeup, it's CGI, but I love Harvey Dent in this movie, but it's like I get Ken might agree with me probably. I want him in a full movie. Like we get so many popular Batman villains, but sometimes they're either second fiddle or they're like in like a fourth of the movie. And it sucks.
All right. So let's get into that. So okay, I've been pretty vocal about it. I feel like everybody who listens to the podcast knows that Two-Face is my favorite Batman villain. Scarecrow is my second favorite Batman villain.
Which we see in this movie.
Yes. We do see this movie for a minute.
A second.
Why is he even here?
So under you. I know.
It's, as a joke.
Cillian Murphy needs money.
He got captured like a what?
Bit.
That's right.
Indeed.
And then you got Two-Face. And like Bill said, yeah, they do kill Two-Face off. They kill him off like a what?
Bitch.
Yes.
They knock him to the ground and he falls down and dies.
Yeah. Come on. Get out of here. Get out of here.
So I don't know the source material as well as y'all do. I do agree with that as you're mentioning it, because you do kind of want to see Two-Face go out in a blaze of glory. At least it wasn't like in Batman Forever when he's just fumbling, going, oh, the coins, and then falls 3 feet into a vat of acid and dies. I mean, but almost kind of sort of similar.
Yeah, that's the problem. Filmmakers have no respect.
I
so
agree
you want to
with
see
Joe.
Two-Face go out in a blaze of glory?
I don't want to see Two-Face go out.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, there are so many more stories. Bruce would have... Okay, let's look at this here. All right, we know that Christian Bale, Bruce Wayne, feels bad about everything, right? He's got too much blood on his hands. And he would absolutely try to save Harvey because he would blame himself for that. Because technically, it was his fault that Harvey ended up not dead and barely alive.
Yeah, this whole movie is, man, how does like 90% of Gotham not know that Bruce Wayne is Batman?
I know.
Yeah, especially since he fucking tells everybody.
I mean, he tells everyone, he shows everyone. Hell, that's a plot point in this movie. There's a guy who's like, hey, is that fucking Batman driving around in one of our tanks? Fucking, what the fuck is his name?
Fox.
Mr. Reese?
No,
Yeah, Fox.
No,
Well,
the actor's name.
Oh, Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm Morgan Freeman. And he's like, okay, I'm just saying R&D disappeared overnight and no one knows where it's at. And I mean, I have access to all the files, so.
And the best part is when Reese confronts Morgan Freeman. It's like, I want $10 million a year for the rest of my life. And Morgan Freeman's just like, so let me get this straight. Your employer is somebody who you say beats the shit out of people every night with his bare hands. And you're going to blackmail him. Good luck, buddy.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Great. Good job.
And like, that is, okay, that's Morgan Freeman saying, oh yeah, it's Bruce Wayne. But what you going to do about it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Kill you.
He will, yes, he will hang you by your ankles and almost kill you. He'll let you break your legs and smash them in pieces, but he won't kill you.
He doesn't have to save you.
No, he doesn't have to save you. He can Ra's al Ghul you and not save you, which is totally not killing. That's the parts are very. I like Morgan Freeman. Just have him in things. Great. So I'm always a fan of him. As far as those you're talking about with the Two-Face. Obviously, I think I would like to see more adventures with Two-Face. I think, I really enjoyed the character. I think Aaron Eckhart's portrayal is fantastic. He's really underrated in this. But I think, obviously, with the movie, what it's trying to do as this like second act in the 3-act trilogy, he had to go for story reasons and for, Harvey Dent has to be the White Knight as the antithesis of the Dark Knight, right? So it kind of had to, but I agree that I'd like to see some DLC with Two-Face.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they could have not killed him in this movie and then still used him in a third movie. I mean, at least somewhat.
Well, okay. See, here's the thing. What can you do? You put him in jail? No, because then everything he's done will be, brought to light, and it undoes everything he's done since he was the DA. Like they keep saying, I don't think that's how the law works, but okay.
I don't think that's the law.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Pop off, sis, but go on.
I mean, you still have to appeal it and everything else, and then it's not like they would just the DA that put you in jail got arrested for murder, so you're all free, everybody. I don't think that it works that way. You'd be okay.
I think I'm really high, but here's my movie pitch. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
All right.
Yes.
So you don't kill off Harvey Dent in the movie. You reveal that Harvey Dent is Two-Face to Gotham. Harvey Dent so the movie ends with Harvey Dent going to court, revealing, which is part of the movie, that the reason why he is like this is because of Batman. You end up revealing that Batman is a bastard. The whole town ends up having him. That way you introduce a third movie where the entire town's in disarray, being run by Two-Face and probably Bane. Sure.
Okay.
And the way you work in the first movie is the whole point of that of this third movie is Bruce does not know how or why both Bane and Two-Face have enough money to have a gang war going, and it turns out the whole gang war is funded by, drumroll please, Talia al Ghul.
Ooh, okay. I can see that.
There's only one way you make that better, and you have it be Ra's al Ghul because he can't fucking die.
Right. He just doesn't die.
And when she turns to reveal, it reveals she's pregante.
Pregnant?
Pregerant.
Wow.
I knew it. She'd be Peg Rent. And then we get Damian fucking Wayne.
Not with Nolan. He doesn't like the Bat family. That's why there's no Bat family in any of these movies, really.
Oh.
That doesn't count.
I actually think there's a really good reason for that.
There's no time. That's my thinking of reasoning.
I personally think you can't split the focus that much in a movie. In a show, sure, but not in a movie. There's not enough time.
And this movie is already, it's for a 2.5-hour movie. Boy, oh boy, is this thing edited to the millisecond. I mean, nobody gets a chance to take a breath after a line ends before it's a quick cut to something else. They cram so much into this movie. It's even the slow parts are fast. It's a bit exhausting, which is why by that 2-hour mark, I'm like, oh my God, we got the ferry still.
See,
I forgot about this.
I didn't have that effect. I also did not watch this in one sitting. I watched it in about 3 sittings because of life. But when I was watching the last time, which was the majority of this movie, I wasn't even editing, happily watching it. I just couldn't put it down.
Yeah,
I love it.
I had a similar thing. I was going to skim through it because I've seen this a bunch of times, but I found myself just watching it again, just watching it again. And I think this is great. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the most important, I guess, aspect of this movie, most famous aspect of this movie, of course, which is Heath Ledger as the Joker. He wins his posthumous Best Supporting Actor Oscar, a phenomenal performance. It's a challenging thing to talk about because it's really hard to dunk on the performance of somebody who died months after the movie is released.
Oh,
but
why?
I will. I know. You can, but I will say I think. So here's the question then: do you think this was an Oscar-worthy performance? I think we can all agree he's good. He's really good. Do you think this was like an Oscar-worthy performance?
I say yes.
I say no.
I say yes.
I say, yeah, go ahead.
No, I want to hear why, and I'll give y'all one really weird reason why I say no. And it's a little interesting.
I'm going to say yes as well. And I think even if he hadn't passed away, I think he still probably would have won. But I'm curious what your take is. Why do you think yes, Mr. Kenneth Sanity?
I think yes, because the best supporting actors, that's what they do. They support. And Heath Ledger not only supports, but he raises this movie with the performance. I mean, everybody makes fun of, I'm not wearing hockey pads. And it's right. They should make fun of it because it's funny and stupid. But without the joke, like the Joker is a credible threat to Batman. And I feel like when you watch this movie, you buy into that. Even though the Joker is not ultra ripped, the Joker doesn't have crime fighting gadgets. He just has regular criminal weapons. But he is still a capital P problem. And I think in another world, the Joker would be the star of a slasher movie. He has big slasher movie energy. He is the killer from a slasher movie, but in this realistic world. And as such, he has to make that performance believable because you have to believe that Batman might not make it this time. And if you want to get real technical, Batman doesn't make it.
Not really.
No, he doesn't. Batman's dead after this movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So not only does Heath Ledger imbue this Joker with literally a rabid dog energy, but he makes you believe that the hero might not make it. And that, to me, is Oscar-worthy.
Yeah. I think I lean towards Oscar-worthy as well for that reason. I'm curious why Joe says no. So, Joe, why do you say no?
So, as much as I hate to admit it, because at the end of the day, I have a certain way of saying things, and I'll go into a way of explaining it even a little bit further. So, the reason why I don't think Heath Ledger should win technically an award is also because, what is it? It's the same reason why Marvel movies are never in the Oscars. Technically, all superhero movies, if they exist on something that already exists, it in itself is nostalgia bait. Yes, Heath Ledger is a fantastic Joker. I will agree with that no matter what. But at the end of the day, he's playing a character you already are familiar with, or people should be familiar with. Everyone knows who the Joker is. Batman's been on TV. There's been comics for years, things like that. You can't say you're a good actor if you're portraying something that people already have a fondness for. Because in a sense, you're already in essence, you're kind of cheating. It's like going to a cooking show or to a cooking contest, and you know what the favorite food for each of the judges is.
I would argue that it's actually probably harder to play an established character and have it be beloved, especially a character like the Joker that everyone knows. To use your restaurant analogy, it would be like if you ever watch Hell's Kitchen or one of those dumb cooking shows where someone tries to do Gordon Ramsay's beef Wellington and actually succeeds, right? Because he's like the master of the beef Wellington. I watched a lot of Hell's Kitchen back in the day. That's like his jam is the beef Wellington. And it's always like someone tries to say, hey, I'm going to do one of your dishes. And once in a while they succeed, and that blows the doors off of the person. And I think the shroud of expectations when it comes to Joker, especially since we already have a movie Joker, who was great in Jack Nicholson. It was phenomenal in that role, in that movie, in that style. To have Heath Ledger transcend that and create a character that doesn't feel, it goes beyond a comic book character, in my opinion. Like, I think Heath Ledger is almost too good in this movie. And that, I think the fact that Heath Ledger is so good as Joker is a detriment to the rest of the movie because he steals every scene he's in and nobody else is quite up to the task of it. Some of the actors nowhere near the task of it, where like, I'm sorry, Miss Gyllenhaal, I'm sorry, just not your greatest moment, but he is so good. He steals everything. And I think as a supporting actor, him stealing the movie is the only argument I would accept where you wouldn't give him that, but that's not his fault that he stole every scene. He's just that good. So I know, I think Oscar worthy for me personally, but I respect that opinion. Joe, I totally respect that.
It also goes into something that I'm probably going to say it's probably going to make all of you mad. You can very much match Heath Ledger's Joker to Brendan Lee's The Crow.
Yeah,
no.
There's some similarity. You don't think? I mean,
that's good. Even then, that's a little rough.
No, because Brendan Lee's Crow was too broody sexy. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger Joker doesn't give that sexy vibe off.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about the Joker. You look at the Joker and you can smell him.
That's a great way of putting it.
And he smells bad.
The actors that year for the 81st Academy Award, the nominees for Best Actor in a Supporting Role were, of course, Heath Ledger, who won. He was up against Josh Brolin in Milk as Dan White, and he's great in that. But he's great, but no Heath Ledger. Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, which is wild. Holy God, he was nominated for an Oscar?
Wow, we were crazy in 2008.
We were out of our heads. He's funny. He's fine.
You can't give it to Blackface the movie, though.
I guess you can. Michael Shannon in Revolutionary Road. I remember seeing that movie. I don't remember it at all.
It's a good movie, and Michael Shannon's good in it, but no.
And then Philip Seymour Hoffman in Doubt as Father Brendan Flynn, which is a movie I freaking adore.
That one's hard.
That's hard.
That is hard.
But of those nominees, you'd be hard pressed to find a better performance. I think the closest would be Philip Seymour Hoffman because he is insanely good in that movie.
He's insanely good in everything. Can you imagine a world where we could have gotten Philip Seymour Hoffman as the Penguin?
Oh, are you kidding me? Are you? Oh my God! Come on! Why cruel fates? Why? Oh my gosh! But the interesting thing about The Dark Knight is that it was snubbed for Best Picture that year. So here are the Best Picture nominees that got ahead of The Dark Knight. The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which is a movie I still haven't seen. I have not seen it because that is, I think, would be my reaction, and I'm a rotting husk. I don't have enough time in my life.
It's fine.
Frost Nixon,
another fine movie.
Fine. Milk, which I like Milk quite a bit.
It's fine.
Fine. And The Reader. The
what?
The Reader. Yeah, exactly. I think I saw. And then finally the Oscar winner of that year, Best Picture, was Slumdog Millionaire.
Of course it was.
Danny Boyle, which could be one of the most overrated Best Picture winners in history.
Forgot about Slumdog. Oh my God.
Boy, oh boy, did everyone love Bollywood for exactly 3 weeks after seeing that movie. And then
it's a good movie.
It's good. It's good. I think Dark Knight is probably better than all of them. Not saying it's gonna have the historic significance of Milk. Got it right. Doesn't have the provenance of Benjamin Button. Doesn't have, and it's a comic book movie, so it's got a tall hill to climb. But I'll take this movie over a Slumdog Millionaire.
Here's the question: if Heath Ledger doesn't die, does the Joker get nominated?
I think so. I really think so. And again, if you look at those Best Picture, those Best Actor Supporting Role nominations, I think so. I don't know if he wins.
Year of reaching for everybody.
Yeah, but I think he still gets nominated. I don't know if he wins, but he definitely gets nominated. And actually, another fun fact about the Oscars, after this year, because of the backlash that Dark Knight was such a big snub at the Oscars, 2009 was the first year where they extended it to up to 10 Best Picture nominees. Again, you don't have to have 10 Best Picture nominees. It's up to 10, depending on the year, which was basically like the Dark Knight rule they put in place that would allow movies like The Dark Knight, movies people have actually seen. Like I just said, The Reader. How many movies have you seen in your life, Mr. Ken Sanity? I don't know.
Thousands.
A million bajillion? Yeah, exactly. And you went, huh? I barely remember when that movie was out. And I remember seeing the trailer and saying, I think that would be really slow. So I don't think Reader.
That's the one with Kate Winslet and Ralph Fiennes. It's a Nazi movie.
Oh.
It's also
yes. Stephen Daldry.
I'm sorry, a what movie?
The pedophile movie. It's about a 15-year-old girl dating like a 25-year-old woman.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, It's like there's a male version. It's called Talk to Me. It's about a 17-year-old boy dating a 30-year-old man.
Oh.
That's not great.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Well, everybody tug at your collars now, but
let's keep the weirdness train rolling. I think it's weird that people think Heath Ledger died because of his role the Joker. That's like the weirdest reach I've ever heard.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, people can die because of roles, I'm sure.
I actually think he was depressed about being on Brokeback because he got a lot of shit for that for years.
It's a damn shame. That's a good movie.
That is a good movie. I refuse to watch it because I cry every time.
Oh,
It's real good. It's real good.
it's real fucking good. But I don't know.
Do you remember the other controversy that happened during this movie? Ken?
Which one?
Bill?
Mm-mm.
Michaelton.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The guy that dressed up as Joker and shot up a movie theater.
That's wrong
Dark
movie.
Knight Rises.
Is that Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the opening night of
Yeah.
Dark Knight
Oh,
Rises.
this one. Who dresses up as Joker and
I
goes
was
to a
at
different
a theater.
Batman movie?
I remember that too. That was a big deal. And now I remember just because you mentioned it. That was Dark Knight Rises. Yeah.
Oh, Dark Knight Rises?
Yeah.
It's Dark Knight Rises.
Okay.
Opening
What year
night
is
in
Dark Knight
Colorado.
Rises?
The third one.
Now, what year is it?
2012.
2012, yeah.
Yeah, that's when school shootings starting to get real bad. Yeah, that makes sense.
We'll talk about that story next time.
Talk about that story next time, along with other goofy shit that happened during that movie. But
Indeed. But so again, go ahead. Sorry.
This movie, I know I said I think it's a perfect movie. I still really completely feel that way. I felt that way even before this watch. Because I haven't seen this movie in a few years. I tried to get Tiff to watch it at one point, and she was like, "This is boring," because she doesn't like Batman. So she had a little interest in this movie.
But Heath Ledger.
Yeah, but man, she can't do Batman.
Interesting. I don't think I would say this is a perfect movie, but I definitely think it's very, very good. And it's set the tone for a lot of other superhero movies to come, for better or for worse. Everyone after The Dark Knight went into try to replicate the success. And most time for the worst, but it was the first time we had a prestige comic book movie that you would have in an Oscar conversation.
I think Batman Begins opened the door for that because everybody was talking about how Batman Begins was such a great comic book movie. Listen to our last episode to find out what I think of that. But
yes,
I still think it's a great comic book movie, but
it's fine.
We already had that conversation.
Yeah,
we are having a conversation. But it's so Batman. The Dark Knight. So obviously the biggest part of this is again the Heath Ledger. We've discussed it. I think Aaron Eckhart's great as Two-Face. I really like him. I think I would say he's probably the most interesting character arc in the entire movie. Disagree?
But you're very close to that character. One of your favorite villains.
See, here's the thing. Y'all thought I was going to say something negative.
You are
I
correct.
was just going to say I agree.
Oh, yay! Great! Yeah. Okay, cool.
I think Aaron Eckhart is probably the most underrated part of this movie.
But yes.
You have so many good performances in this movie. You lose good performances.
Yep.
Nobody talks about how good Christian Bale is. Have you heard anybody talk about it? I have not.
No.
Ever. And that's kind of my thing.
Yeah, right. I agree.
But you hear about Heath Ledger all the time. And you don't really hear about Aaron Eckhart, which is a goddamn shame because he does so much heavy lifting in this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so good. And Batman should have just let him kill that fucking kid.
Do you know why, Bill?
Why?
Tell him, Mr. Ken.
Because James Gordon Jr. is a fucking psychopath.
Is he really?
Oh my God, you have got to read some of the comics. He is a mess.
Oh, well, I can see why. He just watched Batman get shot in the tummy and almost gets murdered at the hands of a crazy Two-Face man.
Here's the thing. He fucking Lady Gaga that shit, man. He was just born that way. Like, James Gordon Jr. is probably one of the craziest characters in the Batman universe.
Is he really? Is he turning into a villain? Like, I know nothing about this.
Oh yeah, he's a villain.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
serial killer, right?
Oh yeah. He's a serial killer. He's a chronic torturer. And he kills for no reason. If somebody says something he doesn't like, he's going to kill them. Oh, badly. He's going to badly kill them.
Ow.
He had a plan. He gaslit his father to be like, oh, I want to, I've turned a good leaf. I'm going to be a good person. I want to help out with Leslie Tompkins Hospital. I want to help out all the babies. He just wanted to make them crazy. He wanted to drive hundreds of babies insane.
Wow. Okay. That's wild. Okay. I had no idea.
He's a bastard, man. I love him.
That's wild. I had no idea. That's interesting. Speaking of Gordon, Gary Oldman is so good as a character that could be very. He is so good in as Commissioner Gordon. Well, to be Commissioner Gordon. And again, another one who has a great performance that is totally overshadowed by the big Heath Ledger performance. And he's great in it as well. Maggie Gyllenhaal's not good. I don't.
Why did they replace Katie Holmes in this?
Katie Holmes was not available.
So what was Katie Holmes doing?
I don't know.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I didn't even notice the difference.
Really?
Well, I'm going to say drug.
If I watch these movies back to back, I'd probably notice, but it's like a 33 month span, and there was like a 3-year difference in between the actual movies. So yeah, I sure as hell didn't notice.
Maggie Gyllenhaal replaced Katie Holmes as Rachel Dawes, as Holmes chose to star in the crime comedy Mad Money instead.
Oh, that was a bad movie.
Yeah, it's a poor choice, Miss Holmes.
I think because the Batman Begins did okay, didn't it? It didn't do like okay.
Oh, it did great.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they made a lot of money, and of course, Batman. This movie made an obscene amount of money. I think it's still in the top 50 best grossing movies of all time, something like that. It
is a member of the $1 billion club.
Yeah. Damn.
Which is wild.
Holy moly,
Batman.
Kate Holmes did a bunch of nothing after Batman Begins. Boy, oh boy, whole bunch of nothing.
Divorce the crazy man.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, true. Oh my gosh, you're right. Yes, that's true.
Sorry.
Who was she married to?
Leave Tom Cruise alone.
Tom Cruise.
Oh,
yeah, she was. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'm pretty sure he's not going to run over here and punch me. It's okay.
Nah, I think you're good.
You know what? I don't wish any harm on you, but I kind of hope he does.
Oh, why?
Hey, if he wants to run over here and punch me, I'm okay with that. Maybe he can do a quick interview for me for the podcast.
Yeah, like I kind of would just love, and not like a hard punch, like just an open-handed slap.
Man, I want to film it.
Not even a hard one.
That'd be just fine. We'll film it, put it on the podcast.
Hey, now.
It might be my first viral video ever.
Hey, there you go.
That's what I want.
So I want to walk into Scientology wearing one of those like realistic Tom Cruise masks and like freak everyone out.
They'll close the door on you. Trust me. They'll just close. They just close the door.
No, then a guy will walk up and go, "Hey, you're not Tom Cruise." And I'll go, "How do you know?" And then he'll take his face off, and it'll be Tom Cruise.
Let's go. Now we're talking. That's a short film that needs to be directed
really fast.
Indeed, not the first time. Indeed, but yeah. So what's everyone's take on the action in this movie? Obviously, there's a good amount of it.
I really like it.
For God's sake.
I think all of it is fantastic. Yeah. The car chase near the end when they're going after Two-Face and Harvey Dent in the truck because he said he's back Batman, like all that is so good.
Yeah.
I enjoy all
That
of this.
is good. I think the Batman fighting scenes are kind of wooden.
Yep, a little bit. It's very, but they're quick. They don't linger. It's not quite Wesley Snipes' Blade, not kung fu fighting a bunch of guys one at a time, but it's kind of sort of that. It's a little wooden. I agree with you, but it's fine. It's perfectly acceptable. But yeah, all the vehicular stuff I think is a lot of fun. It's just driving that big old tank is just a lot of fun, really enjoyable. Sad it gets blown up towards the end. That's a shame. Then we get the bat bike, which is neat.
And then we're just stuck with that for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't. I do like the fact. I do. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Batmobile. I don't think. Does he get another one?
I don't remember anything about the Dark Knight Rises.
No, Dark Knight Rises. He's just got the bat pod.
Oh, bat plane.
Oh, and the bat plane. I'm sorry.
He has a bat pod. What?
That's what the bike's called. The bat.
Oh, that what thing is called? Oh, it's called the bat pod. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I fucking love that thing. I love the way it rolls. It's so fucking robotic. Like whenever that thing shifts, like with the wheels around, it's like the coolest fucking thing ever.
It is really neat. Then the sound it makes, that
yeah,
it is a really, really good sound effect.
Yeah. Or where it like drives up the wall and switches over and falls down.
That's great. That makes me happy every single time. There's a lot of great effects in this movie. I mean, I believe the effect of in that scene where the semi truck gets flipped over its front side and onto its. I think that was a real effect. I think they actually made that happen. Yeah. Very, very cool.
I love that. I love that so much.
So there's one very hot topic in this movie that I'll bring up because it proves it's very 2008. There is very much a scene where Bruce Wayne walks into a room with Lucius Fox and goes, "Yeah, I decided to put microphones in everyone's phones and just make a bunch of sonar." And Lucius Fox going, "Bruce, that's illegal." And he goes, "Yeah, I know, it's fine."
A-cab, even Batman.
Oh, that makes me sad.
Look, man, I'm sorry, but the 1% fascist, I like Batman, but I'm not blind to what he is.
He's a terrorist.
He is.
In fact, in this movie, he goes to a different country to kidnap a man to bring him back to America.
Yeah, in the name of quote unquote justice.
Yes.
It's
that's a little shady there.
God, it's rendition.
Rendition.
Basically what it is.
I don't know what that is.
It's hypocrisy.
Yeah, that too. But no, it is. It's absolutely like just it's militaristic kidnapping, and there's no choice. He doesn't even talk to him. He just takes him. All that property damage he caused with the coolest fucking gun in the world, by the way.
I love. Oh,
the sticky timer mine thing. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
I love that thing.
And the thing unfolds out of nowhere. It just unfolds and appears. It's fantastic. Lovely. Very industrial. I like it.
I would say I want it, but I know I should not be allowed to have one.
No, I don't. I don't trust myself with. What I like about that weapon, it seems very homemade. That's one of the things where, again, you have to kind of stretch your disbelief to think like, oh, Batman can have all these like fun gizmos and gadgets. That's the one thing I could see on a construction site somewhere that you just retrofit to make timed sticky mines. That is something I could see being a thing in the world. So I do like that a lot.
Like, hey, John, shoot him with the sticky stuff. Oh, John.
No, Bill, it's all military gear. You use that to place mines at the base of enemy bridges, and then they can blow up at a certain time.
Right. Yes, about those bridges. Got to get rid of those bridges.
Yeah, just like his big bat can opener, where he's on the side of the van, he's carving it open. So you can carve open cars of enemies in the military.
I mean, this was 2008, so that's still happening around that time.
It was after 9/11, so
yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
That's something stuck with it for a while too. We really have a thing for that.
Let's see, who else is more interesting than Batman in this movie?
Most characters.
The Chechen. The Chechen. I love the Chechen.
That's the guy with the
I love the
dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's awesome.
He's the one who talks like Borat, kind of.
He has his kind of accent,
But like, I love him so much.
Great.
Yeah, they do.
Man, that'd be awful.
And like
way to go.
Yeah, but it's kind of baller.
Speaking of ways to go, for today when I was watching it last night, I think this is the first time I noticed that when Joker is burning the giant pile of money, Lau is sitting on top.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that's how Lau goes. I didn't realize that was Lau's demise because you see him on top of that pile, and then it's the big scene of him. I'm gonna burn all the money, and he just doing his thing. And I never noticed.
Yeah, that fucker's
no one pulls Lau off that pile. He's up there and toasty.
I noticed this time watching it for the first time that happened. So I agree with you. I never noticed.
I never noticed it.
Every time I've seen this movie.
Okay.
Well, because the first time you watch this, you're so thinking about, wow, it's such a badass thing. He burnt the money that you forget. Oh yeah, there's a guy sitting on top of it.
And again, it's a really good example of Joker just being or being such a good character and such a good performance. You lose a lot of that nuance. You lose a lot of those things. So that's all right, Mike. You can be better than me than that. That's fine. You can, it's fine. Just rub it in. It's okay.
Normally I miss stuff, but again, this was a movie this was pre my son being born. Because I see in this. No, my son was already born 07. Yeah, so he was already born. He was born in 07. So I don't know how I saw this movie, but I know I did with my friend. I got nothing. I'm not sure where I was going with this.
One thing that I think is also that I didn't notice before in this as well. All of Joker's minions have some form of being crazy. Like they're either schizophrenic or bipolar or something else. I never noticed that before.
I also want to throw one out here for Thomas Schiff, guy who gets caught in the ambulance, played by a very young David Dastmalchian.
Yep.
Let me tell you, that guy, one of my faves.
He's great.
One of my favorite actors.
Absolutely great. I'm glad you brought him up because I was going to do the same. He is so good, and he's fantastic.
Like he's in here for 5 minutes, but he makes them count. And he's gone on to do some amazing things since then. So, including one of my favorite talk shows on YouTube, Grave Conversations, where he and another celebrity lay in coffins and just talk.
Get out of here. Wow.
Great.
That sounds fun. Huh.
Can I be 100% honest with y'all?
Yeah.
Of course.
Always.
I think, do y'all have a favorite Heath Ledger scene in this movie? Because mine is the one where he's walking away from the hospital. Isn't that like ad-libbed where they actually set the bombs off later? So him running off is actually him like freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's pretty great. I've got to think. Okay, favorite Heath Ledger moments. I'm always the first thing that came to mind is when he meets the mob for the first time. That the first time you actually see him, in person, and as he's walking toward, and maybe it's because I've seen this 1,000 times because early in the movie, and I was again referencing Blu-ray players and fiddling with sound settings while my reference player was going. But I love as he walks up, he's going, those little touches are so good and give you so much information about the character just through these little beats. I really like that performance. I'm gonna think through it. I do like his conversation with Two-Face in the hospital. He's very good in that, where he basically kind of states his thesis to a certain extent. What about you, Ken?
It's one line delivery. There's one word in here that won me over immediately. It's in that same scene where he's talking to the mob and Gamble, played by the exceptional Michael Jai White. Amazing, good use.
Yep.
But he says, "What, you think you could just steal from us?" And he just goes, "Yeah."
You're right. Yeah.
That right there.
Yes.
That's the one. That for me is quintessential Joker.
Yep. He kind of looks around quizzically like,
no, go.
I really like the scene where he's like, I just want to make my phone call. I like that scene a lot.
Oh, God. That interrogation scene between Batman and Joker in the police station.
Mm-hmm.
Like, having those two act face to face in that confined space.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I love Christian Bale, but that proved he was outclassed.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It was, and what I love about that scene is that's the real moment where us as the audience realizes, oh, Batman's not ready for this. Like, he's not ready for Joker. Like, he can't hang with this. He can't hang with him. This is an immovable force. Whatever they say at the end. This is not great. And it's an excellent scene where basically Joker gets what he wants, which is him to lose control. He wants him to lose that control. It's very, very good.
That is a really good scene.
Agreed.
I love the whole the interrogation thing where he lies to him too about who is where, because he knows enough that he was going to go for Rachel and not for Harvey Dent had he known.
Does he though?
I think so.
I don't know.
No, what it
Saw him jump off that time.
No, so what he did was he basically asked him he basically asked the mom which favorite kid was the favorite, let her pick, and didn't shoot either. Because at the end of the day, no matter who he picked, in Batman's mind, he would know that he fucked up and picked the wrong one. Because if he goes to go save Rachel, it's Harvey, and if he goes to save Rachel, it's Harvey. If he goes to save Harvey, it's Rachel. So whichever one he picked, it was still the wrong one.
But at the end of the day, it was Wardson Ramirez, those scum, who dropped off Harvey and Rachel. And maybe they don't do the right thing.
True. Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, they're not working for the Joker. They're working for Maroni. How do we forget Maroni? We haven't talked about Salvatore Maroni.
Maroni was in Long Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was Falcone, but Eric Roberts here doing a great job.
Yeah, reliable, really good.
I think my favorite line of his is in the club. What makes you think I want to listen to you?
It's so cold-blooded.
He is a good villain actor.
Yeah. Oh, and the line where Batman's like, he's got to have friends. Friends? Have you met the guy?
Have you met him?
So good. Yeah. So good.
Really good.
Everybody in this movie is better than Batman.
Everyone is better. Everyone.
I can agree with that, but I still really enjoy Christian Bale in this movie. None of what you guys said is wrong.
Oh yeah, I have a fucked up question for you guys. Do you think it was wrong for Alfred to burn that letter?
No, I think he did the right thing.
Yeah, he doesn't need that. Let him have the fantasy. It's fine. It doesn't matter
Batman's
anymore.
Already sad.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to, they're up in a high building. There are windows all around him. Alfred doesn't want that. No, he doesn't want it at all. So
I think he did the right thing. I mean, if he would have let him see the letter and took away his hope, I mean, that's all he had at that moment was his hope. Like you said, let him live with his fantasy. Doesn't hurt anything. She's dead.
Yeah, that's fair. Harvey's dead too now, so who gives a shit?
Grumble.
Grumble indeed.
Like a itch.
I always thought it was so stupid though when they were like, "Oh well, if people find out he's a murderer, everybody will be let free." And I'm like we were saying,
that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I mean, the only time that works is if you're in a senator or a house and you try to put a really stupid bill into, and then it turns out you're a pedophile. Then your bill goes away, but not when you're a DA. It doesn't work that way.
No, it does not. Yeah. So, did you guys know, since this is a video game podcast first and foremost, that there was a canceled Dark Knight video game?
Yeah,
I did not.
There was a canceled action stealth game. It was supposed to be released for the PS3 and Xbox 360, developed by Pandemic Studios, same people who gave us Destroy All Humans and the Battlefront games.
Saboteur.
And it was going to be an open world Batman Dark Knight game for the Nolan series.
Oh, that would have been cool.
That would have been really, really cool.
When did we get Arkham Asylum? 09 or 10? No, it can't be 09. It's got to be later.
No, I don't know. When did it? Yeah.
That's why that game became the Arkham Knight game. That's why his sonar vision looks like the detective vision.
I was thinking that when that whole sonar vision scene too, it was like, oh, there's your detective vision that's poisoned video games for a decade after. Now we have that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks, Batman.
Hey, remember
I didn't realize
he
that's
made
cool.
good games?
Mm-hmm. Sure do. Yeah, but anyway, that I had no idea. That would have been cool. Pandemic, the developer was given access to the film's script and other materials, and the film's cast would have reprised their roles for the game. Is really neat. But it just didn't happen because EA did a thing. That's all I gotta say is EA did a thing, and now we all know what happened.
Wait, so we talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't understand the ending to this movie because they do the whole Batman sacrifices himself thing. Why didn't they just say the Joker killed Harvey's fiance and he went crazy then killed himself? They didn't have to say he went around killing people.
Because then you don't get the Dent Act, which will come, which is a secret mouse jewel that will help us in this movie.
I don't remember that. Okay.
I have no memory of this either.
I have no memory of that.
Like, Harvey Dent needs to be a victim
Yes.
and not be a murderer, can't be violent. He's got to be somebody who had dirt thrown on him, not somebody who plunged his hands into the dirt.
Right.
Yeah, but the Joker made him crazy. That's like earlier Batman seeing like, oh man, Harvey Dent got acid in his face. Who wouldn't be upset about that? Like, holy shit.
Fair. But we're getting back to the point where we're talking where thematically you have to have your White Knight and to have your Dark Knight, right? And that's kind of the theming. And I still think the ending is actually very effective. I love the voiceover, and you see them breaking the Batman signal, and he's driving off, and I like the end of this movie. It's a little ham-handed, it's a little goyery, in that, he ends by saying the Dark Knight. But I still like it. I think it's a very effective close. I remember seeing it going, oh, I feel good. But yeah.
It's a sad ending. It's a really
it's classic second act.
Yeah.
It's the second movie in a trilogy ending where something is resolved, but nothing is resolved. And we have still lots of hanging threads, and we got to wait 4 years for the next one to come out.
It was a long wait.
Indeed.
So I think part of it, with it being a long date, Ken can probably fact check me. The next movie was supposed to be a sequel with Heath Ledger coming back as the Joker.
I think that's just a rumor.
I thought the whole point of it was supposed to be where they were going to have him in Arkham, and then they were going to introduce Harley Quinn, and then they were going to break out and then cause more chaos. Or am I just like...
I think that's a movie called Joker Part Deuce that you're talking about.
No, I heard this back in the day, and I heard that they had to cancel it because of his passing, and so they're like that. That's why the Bane subplot seems kind of weird.
The Bane subplot seems kind of weird because they didn't know how to do Bane, but
yeah.
If only there was a 500-page comic book that came out that would have gave him a perfect way to do Bane. If only that existed by then.
Imagine that.
Imagine if Knightfall was a thing. God, when we do Dark Knight Rises, now that I've read that first book, I am gonna be so angry the entire time of that movie.
To be fair,
I might actually have to read a comic book in preparation for that movie. I may actually have to.
Bane's intro. You just need to read it's like a 40 page book just of Bane's initial appearance. Just read that, and you will be fuming while you're watching the movie.
Okay, I love being angry while watching movies. That's fantastic. That sounds great.
probably get him up to where he breaks Batman's back, and it'd probably be a good spot.
That's 300 some pages though. He have to read.
I
was trying to give him the easy part of just reading that first Vengeance of Bane issue.
Anyway, I mean, I would be interested in reading some of that source material that was never used. I'd be interested in that. But yeah, that's the deal with that. Totally ran out of steam on that comment. I'm sorry.
Maybe I should go give Harvey this coin that's Bert and make him crazy because he's also half Bert and also his fiance's dead.
Okay, that whole scene of how he becomes Two-Face, so they trick you when you have that one scene where he's in court and the guy tries to assassinate him, and then the gun jams. You have that dumb comment. He's like, "You should go buy American next time." And I'm like, comment aged a little poorly.
yeah. Goyer, stop it.
I mean, 2008 it would have been a little funnier, but I remember thinking that, and then it makes you think that they're going to throw out the acid, but instead he doesn't become Two-Face until you have the whole scene where he gets burnt. And the way that he because he drops himself in the oil and Batman gets him out, but just not far enough to where, the flammable face still lights up. Fucking that'd be an awful way to,
it just looks extremely painful.
Yeah, but I don't think he feels it.
I agree.
The nerve endings are gone. They're dead. Yeah. He can't feel anything in that side of his face anymore.
I know. Fire, I don't like the idea of fire.
I think it'd be rough having to smell like bacon all the time.
I don't know. Blessing in disguise, maybe. I don't know. You know what? I think if I smelled like bacon all the time, it would probably ruin bacon for me. I think that would be terrible. That would be a face worse than death. Because then you'd be like, I smell bacon all the time, and now it's not special.
Do you think it's just half his face, like down to his neck to kind of like his chest? Or do you think Two-Face is like completely like burnt in half? So does he have one burnt ass cheek and one regular ass cheek?
No,
I have to assume
And
You
how does
think?
how does his junk work?
That's a question.
It doesn't.
he only
I'm
gets
assuming.
half an erection.
Well, there's a
So,
mental image. Good evening, everyone.
I did find
Fantastic.
something interesting. Apparently, the original story treatment, as written by our buddy DG, they had the outlines for all three movies before they even started production on Batman. And Two-Face was originally supposed to be the primary antagonist for this movie. So apparently he wanted Christopher Nolan wanted each movie to stand as its own story and not tease any sequels, which is why they didn't end up doing that, which I can respect. I do respect that. I'm still trying to find anything about what could have been, but I'm having some difficulties here.
I remember hearing that rumor too about something that Joker was going to be in the third movie, but then he died. But I don't know if that was a real thing or that was just people being people.
Yeah, it could be people being.
Like, and just saying shit because they could, because now there was no way he was going to be in another movie because, he passed away. I think the third movie is just, the Bane shit is just stupid because it's just stupid.
That's fair too.
But we'll get there next time.
Yeah,
We'll get there next.
Like we've also said too, sometimes when you try to stick with something, maybe the realism finally hit with the Bane stuff, and it wouldn't have worked out anyways. But that sounds interesting. That they didn't plan for sequels that didn't happen, because that means in a weird universe, The Dark Knight Rises is just good enough where I get my Joseph Gordon-Levitt Nightwing movie.
That would have been a thing. That would have been a thing for sure.
Man, okay. I don't want to talk about that.
Wow. Okay. Again, we'll have our opportunity, I'm sure, as we go
sooner
on.
than later, because I still got to get through. I still want to get a few more. I got to get Dawn of Justice this year, and then the Batman. So yeah, it'll be sooner than later.
So many critics, I was reading some reviews of this as I was kind of like perusing the internet after my watching, and a lot of critics, current reviews from as recent as a few years ago, of the time, stated that this is Christopher Nolan's best movie, or
Get the fuck out of here.
or
I think it is,
or most complete. I've heard both things, most complete and / best. I don't agree with best.
But I haven't seen all his movies, so there is that.
Okay. I could give him no most complete.
I would say complete. Complete. Yeah.
What do you consider his best film?
Oh God, that's definitely not Tenet.
No.
Never seen that either.
Inception? Inception? I'd say
Inception
I guess
is really
Inception.
good.
Inception is good. I've
only seen Memento,
think about it,
Insomnia, Batman Begins, The Prestige, Dark Knight, Inception, Dark Knight Rises, and then after Dark Knight Rises, apparently I got broke because I never saw another one of his movies.
Interstellar is pretty fantastic. I really like Dunkirk too.
I bet I would too.
I really like Insomnia.
Insomnia, I think, is fantastic.
I need to rewatch it with my new eyes. I haven't. I saw it probably 15 years ago randomly. Like a friend of mine had told me, "Hey, you should watch this," and I recorded it on my DVR at the time, and I watched it once.
That said, Oppenheimer's really fucking good too.
Oh my God, yeah,
I forgot about Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer's fantastic. But it's funny when you look at his filmography, you could put Dark Knight in his top 3. You could slot it in the top 3
easily. I could say that.
Yeah. I would put it in 3. I have a lot of heart for The Prestige. I like that movie a lot. Inception, I think, is fine. I think it's a bit overdone. It's okay. Interstellar, I really enjoyed it when I saw it. Oppenheimer's great, but you could make that argument. But as far as his most complete, I think you could say, other than Oppenheimer, perhaps, you could say Dark Knight's one of his most complete movie. I think that's an interesting point.
Yeah. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. All right.
Christopher Nolan knows what he's doing behind the camera.
No, he definitely does. I wouldn't mind doing. I think another reason I was so upset because I saw Inception in 2010. I'm like, that movie was fantastic. So I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what he does next with the Batman. And then I saw. So all right.
Inception is really good though.
Wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
it is.
seeing that again.
I remember not loving the third act of Inception. It's 2/3 of a good movie. Great. Two-thirds of a great movie.
I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but that opening with Joker in The Dark Knight.
Oh,
God, is that a good opening?
Thank you.
Though.
One of my favorite openings, in any comic book.
He's like, is the alarm done? Yeah. Shoots the guy, and then I know he's talking to some other guy. He's like, yeah, he told me to shoot that guy. He's like, oh yeah, that's weird. He told me the same thing. Then he shoots the safecracker. It's like, oh, it's so good. And they're all like, what does this Joker think? He's gonna get part of the money? That's why they call him the Joker, because he's not. They think he's not there, even though he's the guy killing with them.
Probably
so good.
Probably one of the best openings of superhero openings of all time. Second best, the opening of Iron Man 2.
I think this beats almost every other cold opening.
I don't remember Iron Man 2 cold opening. Oh, is that the race car stuff?
No.
Mike, I see you on Steam.
What are we talking about? I don't remember what is Iron Man 2 opening?
Iron Man 2's opening where he jumps out of the plane, but if you watch the uncut version, it's funnier because he is hungover, doesn't want to jump. And she's like, I have Motrin. He's like, Motrin, am I a girl having her PMS cycle? No, God damn it, I'm a grown man. And she goes, take the Motrin. He grabs the intercom and he's like, abort, I can't do this. And she's like, we spent so much money on zoning, Tony. Jump out of the plane. He's like, okay.
I don't remember this. Is Iron Man? What is this?
It's a deleted scene. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, it's deleted scene. Okay,
That's
I was going to say
none of us have any memory of what he's talking about.
Okay, I'm like Joe, Mr. Butler, sir. I know you are. You sometimes enjoy a thing or two before you come on the show. Did you dream this? Is this a hallucination, perhaps? I'm like, what is happening? All right.
I don't even remember Iron Man 2 that well.
Okay. I remember it very well because I remember how much I'm annoyed by it was. I think it was one of the first times on your podcast where I was actually actively disliked something. But yeah, anyway, yeah, good point.
Before we move past the bank robbery,
we
got to talk about one more person in this movie who's more interesting in Batman.
Yes,
you got William Fichtner, the man, the myth, the legend, playing the bank manager who comes out with a sawed-off shotgun.
That was a good
story.
Love it.
He gets a grenade in the mouth.
I want his story.
Yeah.
He works for the mob.
Yeah,
you and your friends are dead. I love it.
Yeah, how many people has he killed in the past? He was not shy.
Nope.
He just went out there. I want to know his story.
Probably a lot of people is my guess.
And it's William Fichtner, so I want to see that movie. I would watch a whole movie of that.
Totally. I would absolutely. Thank you for reminding me of his showing up, yeah.
His one little 5-minute scene.
Yeah, it's so good.
Great.
It is good. One thing that I want to talk about is that how kind of nice it is to me to have a Batman movie where he's been Batman for a little while. We don't see it in this movie, and I don't think they ever really tell us how many years it's been that he's been Batman. But I'm assuming it's been a few.
It's been a hot minute.
We will get a few other, because at some point, the next thing we're going to talk about before you hear Dark Knight Rises will be Gotham Knight, which is an animated movie of 6 stories that are part of this universe, but they're from other people's point of views or something. So we'll be covering that at some point.
Very fun.
It came out the same time this did, right around the same time as the kind of promotional thing. But I don't know. I wanted more. I want to know more of his story. I want to know more of what who this Batman has faced, because it's he's had other villains than what we're seeing here, and it's not just an endless mob.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also was thinking, we mentioned it already a little bit. What's everyone's take on the ferry scene? Because is it needed? Is it necessary? Is it?
I like it.
I like it. I just don't know if I like the placement of it. I
think you need it because the whole idea is to show that people are standing up to fear, that people aren't going to let fear rule their life. They're not going to fall for his propaganda. And I like to believe that if somebody was to say, I'm going to lower the price of eggs, people would go, oh man, you're full of shit. And, wouldn't support that man. I like to think that.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. So I have a really interesting story about it too, by the way, which goes to the fact that this is actually 100% believable, because I've been arguing with people that said that this isn't. When I worked for a prison for 6 years. I also worked in a very closed area, which is back in the kitchen, because no one wanted to work with me, which is part of the story, because surprise, surprise, people in Texas do not want to work with the gay man.
What?
So get out of here.
I had friends that worked at the prison, very close friends at least. So if usually because you work at a prison 12 hours, 4 days out of the week, you pretty much they knew who you were at certain points because they listen, they know what they're doing, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I had both of my friends back me up and say that I was married with 2 kids, married to a woman with 2 kids. So eventually working there, I got sick of, you get bad supervisors. It's probably I had a really bad supervisor, probably the worst woman in the world. The way she got us in trouble is her husband was also a supervisor, which technically in a legal sense, you're not supposed to do, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That's why I quit. Yeah, her husband. Yeah, her husband was also a supervisor for the kitchen. So whenever she wanted to write us up, she would write us up and then she would have him write a fake witness statement. I say fake because he wasn't there. And then we would be doubly in trouble because it would be 2 people against 1. So
Jeez.
1 week I take because I am fucking sick of her. I go to the head supervisor. He knows that she's awful. It's one of those things where at the point there's nothing we can do. I tell him that I need 4 days off because she's driving me crazy. I have time. He agrees. I come back. I'm working my job. It's a shift. She's there. I'm not going to bother me. One of the inmates, I have to go to the back of the kitchen and escort him because we have to watch them do some stuff. I go back there and he goes, "Hey boss, do you have a minute?" And I'm like, "Sure. What's up?" He goes, "Hey, I don't want to be going around telling you, but the female supervisor has been going around telling everyone you're gay." And I'm like, "Are you fucking serious?" And he goes, "Yeah, but we all know you're not. We just want to let you know because she's trying to get around and we think that she's trying to get someone to do something bad to you. So we just want to let you know, and that way you can get rid of her because we're all fucking sick of her." I say that because that whole situation, I could have walked back there with that guy and he could have fucking stabbed me. But it goes to show, even people in prison are fucking human. So that scene is 100% believable that a guy took an explosive and threw it out of a window.
That's a good scene too. Wow, I hate how people like that get jobs and power and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, happens all the time.
Again, though, fucking Tiny Lister more interesting than Batman. What's his story?
And does anybody else want to hear an entire podcast episode of Joe Butler talking about his days working in the prison system? I want to do nothing more than all I want to do now is hear stories of Joe Butler working in the prison system.
I once found a guy covered in bite marks.
This is so scary. I thought
Cuban bite marks. He was in a cell of 53 other guys, so someone had to do it.
Wow.
Couldn't do it himself.
You can do some of it yourself.
No, what are you talking about, Ken? We know what his backstory is. He's from a small town where he got beat up by a guy, and they planted a gun on him. He's Debo from Friday.
Yeah, I don't know. Although I will say it is interesting because it looks like he's leading the people around him in prayer before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
So people will surprise you.
But I think the point of the fairy and why it's good is that it's showing that Joker couldn't corrupt everybody. I mean, he corrupts Harvey Dent, but I think it's also Dent is a little bit psychotic to begin with, and it's there.
And Dent is on his way there, even before he gets his face burned off. He's already abducting, the schizophrenic and scaring him and threatening him with, even though he's not going to kill him, he's still, putting some real screws to a mentally unhinged person. I mean, he's already tending that way, which is why I think his arc is my favorite because it feels the most natural. It feels the most inevitable too, especially after the tragedy he suffers. But I think what always strikes me about that scene, about that whole situation on the ferry, I find it very, very hard to believe that not one person in the 600 people involved in this thing, not one person is gonna say, "Screw it, let me go after the." I don't know. I don't think 300 people. I think you'd have one or two, enough that would just say, "Screw it, we're taking them down." Maybe that's just a lack of faith in humanity on my part.
I mean, if this was real life, I'd believe it more. But it's
yeah.
No, I believe it. Actually, to be fair, I believe. Here's an even more interesting fact, which is we talked about it earlier about the Rachel and Harvey thing. Do I believe the inmates wouldn't blow up the people? I believe that. Do I believe the people will blow up the inmates?
No, 100%. I think the people would be the one to push the trigger. Yes. I mean, the inmates, they have people with guns. But also, it's depending. I've never been to prison, so I don't know. I've watched a lot of documentaries about prison, but I don't know what it does to your mindset. But I mean, I'm sure there's guilt for some people too for what they did. I mean, a lot of people do feel guilt when they do murders and things. Not all.
What I want to,
but a lot do.
what I want to know is, was the switch actually for the other person's ship, or was it probably for their own ship?
I'm guessing it's for their own
Probably
ship.
for their own ship.
For their own ship.
Ooh, that's a
like
good
they
question. I
were-
didn't think about that. Yeah.
They were
Or-
told it was for the other ship, but I'm pretty sure it was for theirs.
I mean, everything Joker says in this movie is a lie all the time. The only truthful thing he says is, "Hey, shoot the bus driver," which he did.
I think when he's talking to Harvey in the hospital, I think that's true.
Mhm.
I think that is completely true, with the exception of the whole "I had nothing to do with you and Rachel." I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh,
But
100% he did.
the whole thing where he's like, "I'm an agent of chaos." Yeah, I believe that.
Okay, I believe that too.
So with that, Ken talks about a lot of stuff he wants to see. You know what scene I want to see in this movie? I want to know why they call Harvey Two-Face. Did Harvey actually fuck people over to get to his position?
I
No, most
would
people-
have to think so.
Like getting power like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So
I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah,
He
so
was
he
IA.
he obviously was not a good person in the beginning.
No, like he was IA, and internal affairs. Like if you're a dirty cop, you don't like him. But like, I can't
Oh.
imagine that they're well loved.
But also, this is Gotham where everyone's a dirty cop.
Not Jim Gordon.
Okay,
Indeed.
one.
One good man.
is the loneliest number. So yeah,
I think that him coming out of the car revealing he's not dead is like the coolest fucking scene in this movie too.
it
Oh
is
my
a good
God.
scene.
Great.
I
It
Yeah.
tricks me. It tricks me every time. Every time I get tricked by it, and I'm always happy I get tricked.
Now, see, I remember he's alive. Obviously, remember he's alive because he's the third movie. I forget that he's the driver. So when it's revealed he's a driver, I'm like really excited.
I couldn't remember who the driver was. I'm like, I knew he wasn't dead, but I couldn't remember like where he come. I couldn't remember any of his arc in this movie.
Yeah.
And I was excited too when he turned out he was the driver because I had no memory of it. I just knew he was somebody. The driver was somebody that we knew, and my brain did not think it was Gordon for some reason. That didn't even cross my mind.
I didn't either. It's okay. I also think, so we mentioned it earlier, weird wraparound. Am I the only one that thinks that the Gordons are a bunch of freaks for naming their kids after themselves?
That's common.
Both?
Maybe not both, but it's more common than you think.
Like,
They have
I'm a junior.
Oh, you are?
I am.
I didn't know that.
Yep, I was named after my dad.
My son is named after me. So I guess I'm weird.
I'm a-
I was
I'm a
named after
fourth.
an archangel, I guess.
I'm
even
a
though
fourth.
I'm not religious, nor are my parents. But hey.
Oh yeah, you're a fourth?
Yeah,
That's
my
legit. That's
my dad-
legit.
my dad's name is my middle name, so he's Tony Butler.
You ever thought about changing your last name Banderas? You could be Joseph Antonio. God, what the hell? Antonio Banderas.
Well, my full name is Joseph.
I feel like we should be editing this out. We don't need to dox our people.
What? No, it's like,
Good points.
it's on my Facebook. It's not really that weird.
Okay, I forget not everybody has a fake internet experience like I do.
What are you gonna do? Make my credit negative?
Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. What are you gonna do? Make my bad credit worse? Get fucked.
I mean, I say my name on this podcast all the time. It's not an alias. But then, I have to say my name every day in my job to a lot of different people, so it wouldn't be that hard to figure. And plus, I'm on multiple websites for work,
Yeah.
not just this. But so that's why I'm like, yeah, whatever.
I was in the military. I mean, that's probably a public record somewhere.
That
Oh.
yes.
Now it
Yes.
is.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
Which is why I do not buy the theory that the Joker is ex-military.
Who the
I
hell
remember
says
that was
that's
a-
never
What
in
the
this
hell
movie?
says that?
Who says
That
that?
was a popular theory when this movie came out and everybody was trying to figure out Joker's thing. And
He's just a psychopath.
yeah,
Makes it
but
up as it goes along. Yeah.
but because he said, "Oh, a bunch of soldiers get blown up, nobody cares. It's all part of the plan." And like everybody's like, "Oh, he must be an ex-military guy." No, they would have found him in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would have
come
had
on.
prints on file. His dental
Yeah.
would have been on file. They would have been able to know his real name. It says here you're Tony Clement. Well, shit. So much for the mystery.
Waiting for
no,
another backstory.
I forgot that people said that bullshit that he was in the military. No, there's no way in hell do I buy that bullshit. That he
No,
was
I don't buy that
in the
either.
military. Like, I mean, he's just a psychopath. He's a criminal, so he knows how to fight, but nothing. I mean, his fighting isn't exactly like trained military. He's not doing CQC combat or anything. Like, he's just. I mean, the only real combat you see is I'll make this pencil disappear. Like, that's just grabbing a guy and shoving his face on a table. Like,
Oh, how fucking good is that though?
That scene
So
is
great.
rough. Every time I see, I'm like, oh, I cringe every single time.
Love it. I cheer and clap like the
believe
maniac
that.
I am.
I believe it, Bill, completely. It bothered me. Each time I watched this movie, I had to I actually shuddered every time, but I have a hard time with horror, violence like that. Good fucking scene though. Or the part where when they kill one of the mobsters, he's like, and there's 3 guys, he's like, but we only have 1 opening, and he breaks the pool sticks and walks out. Oh, there are some rough scenes in this movie. Good scene, but that's what makes this movie so good.
Indeed.
I love Batman.
I mean, I know this movie does affect Batman a lot and affects a lot of what comes later for people and how people view Batman. I still love this movie for what it is completely. Like, you know, I think this movie really makes comic book movies stand out more. I mean, again, you have Iron Man a year later, like the good shit is coming.
Yeah, no matter your thoughts, this does start a renaissance.
God, Iron
For
Man.
better or worse, this makes Marvel possible.
Yeah,
better.
I did. Yes, yeah, that's exactly. I agree with that.
I mean,
Regardless of your thoughts about Quantumania.
well, I don't like Quantumania, I don't like Love and Thunder, but I'm still very happy that we got what we got. Because there are some amazing movies in that set. So there's some shitty ones, like whatever.
It's okay. I believe that Doomsday will probably be. Yeah, I do believe in Miracle. I believe Doomsday will be a great movie. Nathan Filoni?
Dave Filoni?
Dave Filoni?
I don't know. What are you?
Marvel guy. Who's the Marvel guy?
Kevin Feige?
Kevin Feige. Kevin Feige confirmed that he had no inclusion in any of the TV shows, and that's why they were all awful. But he says that Disney.
We just had this conversation. Remember Moon Knight?
Yes, Disney.
Okay.
Well, no, now they're bad. But what is it? Vision Quest is going to be the last Marvel TV show for a good long while because everything's pretty much going to be movies, especially because Disney has enough money to just make fucking movies.
Well, it was just during that phase where it's like, how can we make more money?
And COVID.
Plus everyone thought that since Netflix could do a streaming service, that everybody needed a streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
That worked out really well. I wonder how many people pulled out their old Pirates hat after all that happened. I'm not wrong.
I really need to learn how to pirate the ship.
Yeah, you know how to do some. Those days are long. Even though I do have a VPN for reasons, but mostly ROMs. I like my ROMs.
Indeed. So, anything else on this classic?
Did we talk about Michael Caine?
We haven't talked about Michael Caine. Probably because we talked a lot about him in the first one, and
yeah, but he's
equally good in this. Yeah,
I mean, the whole his whole story of he talks about how they had that guy that was stealing the jewels, and he's like, well, some people just want to watch the world bird, and how he asked, well, how did you catch him? We burned down the forest.
Okay, yeah, so there's my problem. If he really wanted to help out Batman, he would have finished that fucking story when he started telling it.
Yes, I know. Yeah, good call.
That's a fucked up point.
That is really messed up.
But he does get the task of saying, hey, Bruce, maybe you're not ready for this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's true. Maybe he's not.
He doesn't know what to do.
No, he doesn't.
I mean, up to this, he's mostly fighting mobsters and Ra's al Ghul, who had a plan, and a daughter.
Well.
And was just kind of a white guy. I mean, it's not like he was a weird clown dude.
Fair.
Yeah, and Joker really doesn't. I mean, he has a plan. I mean, he does have a plan. I was going to say he completely has a plan, but it's not a logical plan.
Does he look like a guy with a plan, though?
He has a plan.
He's got a plan.
100%. And he's executing it, too. I mean, his plan is to get the Batman to kill him. Where have I seen that before? So
I think the plan is just to have the plan.
And also to show that anybody is one bad day away. I mean, I think that's in this too.
Yeah.
I know, Ken, but it had to be said.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it didn't.
As far as him not having a plan, I think Joker has a framework. I think he's got a code, I would say. As far as a plan, I think although to be fair, he does have a lot of access to oil drums of gasoline. So I mean, that is
the mob. And I mean, as we know in real life, the mob would have access to the dock somehow. So
that's true.
That's how I take it. I've also watched way too many mob documentaries. I can tell you way too much about the New York mob than anybody should be able to.
He has a rocket launcher at one point. Even he doesn't know where they got that from.
Yeah, I know. Where does he get that thing from? It's wild.
Where does he get those wonderful toys?
Yes.
And on the truck that he opens up, instead of saying laughter, it says slaughter on it because someone spray painted an S. I laughed when I saw that.
That is pretty good. I do like that. It makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that whole sequence is great. There's so much about this movie, and I feel like we've talked about it quite a bit.
We have.
Agreed.
I know one of the other rumors was that the ending originally was supposed to be that Joker died, but because Heath Ledger died, they changed it. And I was like, and now I look like, yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that did not.
No, I don't. I think I call shenanigans on that one.
Well, I mean, there's just a lot of that going around at this time.
Oh, totally.
So much bullshit.
Well, people are dark.
And assholes.
Yeah.
And assholes, yes. And both. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I just keep thinking of our Suicide Squad recording because that was in there too. Something about he was an asshole. I can't remember who you were talking about, and I just edited. We touched most of the scenes. Oh, and then like when Morgan Freeman's character Lucius Fox, when like at the end of that, because he tells him with the end of the whole Joker thing, like he destroys the sonar so that he doesn't have it anymore because he's tapping everybody's cell phone.
Yeah. That's cute or whatever, but no capitalist would let that technology be destroyed like that.
That's little hard to take.
I mean, don't we already kind of have that with the Patriot Act in our real life? Like,
yeah, pretty much, kind of, sort of, pretty much.
I mean, they can keep track of a lot of stuff we do anyway, whether people realize it or not, but they can legally because fear.
Boo.
I watched the whole documentary about 9/11 and the Iraq War and all that, and I like documentaries a lot, by the way. Anyone who doesn't know that, who listens to the show.
I don't really care for documentaries because here's the thing. I know the world is fucked up. I don't need proof.
Fair.
I don't want
Fair enough.
Understandable.
Aware. I don't know what it is with me. I get in my weird phases. Like I've watched 6 hours about O.J. Simpson in the last 3 days. So that man was a piece of shit, by the way.
Yeah.
Not great.
He sure was funny in the Naked Gun movies.
At least he had that.
I've never seen those movies, actually. Not all the way through. I need to remedy that someday.
Discord, you know what to do.
Make it happen, Discord.
It's time to bully Mike until he watches the Naked Gun movies.
I actually want to watch them.
Time to endlessly needle him.
You can do it when the the remake comes out.
I forgot the remake. Yeah. Hey, you think O.J. Simpson will have a cameo?
Nope.
I mean, I know he's dead, but still.
He is dead.
Yes.
Oh my God. The 3 main good guys in those movies are all dead. Huh. Well, that's a bummer to end on. Shit.
I know, right?
I don't have a whole lot else. I do want to say one little thing, like with that parade scene, or the morning for the commissioner, like how it's almost like a setup when it is a setup when Christian Bale or Bruce Wayne goes to look at through the telescope, and then the window opens and the guy shoots at him, and then all of a sudden everybody starts shooting. That's a really good tense scene.
I think whether or not Bruce Wayne would have been there, that blind would have gone up, and they would have shot at the blind.
Yep, I agree with that.
Saw movement. And that was the whole point, wasn't it? Then that makes sense.
Yeah. The whole point was to pull the attention away from what's going on. Yeah. Anything else? I think we've pretty much covered a lot of this.
I think we have. Yeah, I forgot that Commissioner Loeb was in this movie and died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's not a good character.
I love that.
He's a bad character. Corrupt as hell. Yeah, I think that's everything.
Okay.
Hey, should we go to Shelf Stacker Box?
Let's do it, man. I think we're good.
Right. I'm going to go first, which I don't always do. I'm going to put this on the shelf. I love this movie. I mean, no surprise. I already called it a perfect movie. And I really believe it. Like, I think this is one of those perfect movies. Jurassic Park, Raiders of the Lost Ark, like A New Hope. It's just one of those movies that is so fucking good. And I love this movie. It doesn't feel like 2.5 hours to me. I mean, it is. I know it is. But it just, I don't know. I really like this movie. It does such a great job for Batman. And it is just such a well-done film. Even if it wasn't Batman, it still could work. He wouldn't be as good, obviously, but it still could work. So I'm putting it on the shelf, and I'm really glad that this is finally part of the catalog. And Joe?
I am going to put this on the shelf as well. As much as I say I critically acclaimed this movie, I still do think it probably is one of the best superhero movies that we have to date. So I definitely put it on the shelf. Yeah, 100% great movie.
All right. And Mr. Bill?
Mr. Mike, I also put this on the shelf. I think this is one of the greats. We discussed, this ushered in an era of movies and era of respectability for superhero movies, and this is still a great movie. I can't say perfect, but I think this is well worth anyone's time if you enjoy superhero movies at all. Yeah, definitely check it out. It's a shelf. Easy.
And Ken, you get to bring us out.
Oh boy. Well, we know where I put the last one.
I don't
So-
remember.
I actually don't remember at all what you
Oh.
did with the last one.
I put Batman Begins on the stack. So I don't think it'll surprise anybody to find out that I'm putting this on the shelf. While I don't know about perfect movie, this movie is absolutely a masterpiece. A lot of people learn the wrong lesson from this movie, which is fine. People learn the wrong lessons from everything, but this is a special movie, a bunch of special performances, and damn near everybody is more interested in Batman. So, this is going on. It's on the shelf. Let's make it happen. It's a clean sweep.
All right.
That's it. Let's
Hey,
go.
do you think Dark Knight Rises will be a clean shelf sweep too?
No.
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 It might be a clean sweep of something though.
I think if you have to show someone one Batman movie, probably be better off showing them this one.
It depends if you want them to like Batman or not.
Yeah.
I think The Dark Knight Rises is my episode.
I mean, if you want someone who doesn't like Batman not to like Batman, yeah, start with that movie. I mean, we'll get there. I haven't seen that movie in theaters, so I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what I think of that one.
That movie's
Yeah,
nervous.
same. I really am interested to see what happens with that.
When I worked security, that movie was always fucking on at like 3 a.m. for some reason. So I was always watching it. So
What do people do in security jobs?
watch TV and then make
Yeah,
sure.
watch movies.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Watch a lot of movies. When I
Yeah.
used to work at the Mall of America, I remember I had to go through to dump out my trash, and I would see the security guy just sitting there. He just pressed the button to let me in. Yeah, he was always just watching movies too. I guess what else are you gonna do?
Mhm.
I mean, he'd look at my badge, like, oh, yep, see my truck. That was a weird job. So yeah, so at some point you will hear Dark Knight Rises, probably within, I would say, a month or two of hearing this, which is going to be released in June, because we are having the Year of Batman on Game My Mom Found.
Yay!
Saying that.
Yeah.
So you will hear that. Gotham Knight will be out first, the animated movie, but again, that won't affect my timeline too much. So that's coming, and then we'll wrap up Dark Knight Rises. We're gonna try to get Batman v Superman in this because for some stupid reason, and then we're redoing the Batman because I need to rewatch that movie. Bill will be with us, and then we also are doing Penguin at some point this year too.
Yes.
That's all coming out this year for your Year of Batman. There'll be other Batman stuff too, I'm sure of it, but that's the main stuff. I'm making sure it happens this year.
I haven't seen the Penguin yet.
Me either. I'm not going to until we cover it.
You're all in for a treat.
That's what I've heard. But yeah, that's all part of like my stuff for later on this year for Batman, and I'm sure there'll be some other Batman animated movies. I mean, we're getting close to all the live action ones.
Yeah, we really are.
There's still the one from '66 though. There's an Adam West live action Batman movie, by the way.
Not bad.
It's okay.
Never seen it. So, and there's also Lego Batman. I don't know if that counts, but it's not live action. It's theatrical. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, you're a Batman. Yeah, I guess we should just go to plugs then. And Bill, where can people find you at?
A gamer looks at 40 as always. When this comes out, I'm in a season right now when there's probably not going to be a lot of stuff happening on the old podcast. But luckily for you, if you've never listened to this before and you've made it this far, there's like 130 something episodes of A Gamer Looks at 40. If you dig video games and old people talking about old games, then you'll like a good old podcast entitled A Gamer Looks at 40. Just go to agamerlooksat4040.com for all of my everything.
All right, and if you want to support the show, we do have Patreon. A little dog vote in our Patreon polls. We have 1 to 2 polls a month. Just depends on if someone's ahead on the schedule or not. So definitely go check that out. If you want to be on the show, if you want to suggest things for the show, join our Discord. It's free. You'll see a link in the show notes. That's where I take suggestions. I post my openings for episodes. And you can just lurk. I don't care. I'm happy with that too. So don't do that. Want to give a shout out to my intro and outro courtesy of Helena at Hell Has Free. You can follow her on TikTok and Instagram. If you go check her out and check out absolutely the best podcast of Work in Progress. They talk about the MCU movies and MCU adjacent movies. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, YouTube, audio only, TikTok. Sometimes I post stuff, not often because I just don't care about video. So definitely go check all that out. And please like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And that's everything I need to say. So we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
So long.